Okay, listen here. This guy here, he asks for people to comment on his video, so I'm going to comment on this video. There's so much wrong here, I don't know where to begin, but let's start with this guy. And I guess I just want to smack this guy. And something about this guy's voice.
Welcome to this video on trading price action patterns for the Forex market, stock market, E-minis. This applies to anything you can chart. So one of the basic techniques of technical analysis that goes way back to the days of yore is the good old trend line. So let's take a look at trend lines. Let me show you why I never use trend lines. I do not like them. And I know that's a bit controversial since they are really a standard in technical analysis, but I find no use for them whatsoever, and I'll show you what I use instead. So trend line we would draw from a high to a high, for example. And then we'd say, okay, that is the trend, and we wouldn't want that trend line to be broken. But guess what? Oh, there it is. It's broken.
Okay, first of all, you got to draw it on closing prices, not on the wicks. I'm just saying. Otherwise, it's not a trend line, buddy. It's a volatility line, okay? So this guy's been teaching and selling stuff forever, and he's so top dog trading. Another complete buffoon. And he will not mention, along this whole video, there's not one trade in here. He doesn't say, oh, sell here, oh, buy here, oh, do this, oh, do that. Another complete pile of shit. And he's going to sell you this stuff? Price action patterns. Trend lines don't work. What a fucking idiot.
Then you'll see this quite often on charts when people draw trend lines. Then they draw another one because, oh, this high put in a higher high. So now they'll
Of course, ass fuck.
draw another one from there. But guess what? Oops, that one gets broken. But the market still goes down, doesn't it? So therefore they draw on yet another one, and they'll draw it from there to there. And you'll often see these kind of fan patterns drawn.
Where's the trade? What are you doing? This is like the debates I watched. Complete garbage.
But really, what use is that? Because you're starting out at this lower.
What use is it? Sell at the trend line. Duh. Is he missing this trade? What the fuck is wrong with people? What, you mean to tell me if you sold at this trend line you didn't make money? You just mention one trade on here. What the fuck? Oh my god.
Or one, and then it's broken, and the reason that these don't work, the reason that they're really meaningless and completely useless, in my never be humble opinion.
Completely. Are you missing the fact it's going down? I mean, even you drew them in the wrong place.
Is because they're linear.
They're linear. And the problem is, well,
linear. And the markets are not linear. The markets are a bit messy. The markets are not that neat and tidy. Think about it. You've got people from all over, not just the country, but all over the world.
My mom's even trading.
Millions and millions of people, and not only people, but computers and algo programs and high-frequency traders. You have long-term investors, short-term.
So what? Where do these people come from? Is this guy been? How long has this guy studied the market? This chart here is, there's so much going on. I can't explain it to it because the guy's just too dumb to get it, I guess.
Traders, you got people trading options on this stuff.
Honey, there's a guy that traded this candle here and he went home for the end of the day. There's a guy that bought new lows here. He's out of the trade. See you bye. What is he talking about? What, trend lines don't work?
It's just a big, huge, massive operation.
Oh, yeah.
That's international.
Oh, okay.
And therefore, how can you expect everybody to be on the same page enough to make a chart pattern linear? No.
What? How can you have enough people on the same page to make a chart pattern linear? Dude, this is a perfect trend line that breaks. And there's no mention of strategy here. And this guy wants you to get his special indicator. Give me a fucking break, man. I wake up this morning pissed off because of the stupid fucking presidential debates in the States. And I got this shit as a recommendation on my YouTube to watch. This fucking asshat can't even get his fucking shit together.
It's going to have some noisiness to it, some messiness to it, some randomness to it. You cannot expect it to be that perfect that you can use linear examples
Linear?
for trends, for example. They're going to be a little messier than that. So what I do again is just do a different technique that is also very, very common in technical analysis, and that's a moving average.
He's going to use a 15-period exponential moving average.
I'm going to leave these three on here, and then let's just apply a moving average. So we'll go up here and, well, let's just do it this way. It's a little faster. So we'll go up here, and one of the moving averages that I like to use is the exponential moving average. And I use a 15 period. There's different, obviously, periods that you can use. And
how about one? That's the market.
I'm not saying there's any perfect one. There is.
Yeah, there is. It's called the 1-period moving average. Check it out.
A lot of people will use something like a 20 period, and that's okay too. But just through experience, I have found that I like to use the 15 EMA. It works very, very well. So now if we look at the same example, where we drew the trend line from here to here, then from here, then from here. Well, look, if we just put the 15 EMA on here, 15 exponential moving average, it actually touches all these points. So this stays below it, that stays below it, that high stays below it, all three highs stay below it. And notice it's not linear, it wiggles. It wiggles. That's because the markets wiggle. In other words, using a moving average instead of a straight line, you'll see that moving average.
This is why, and I'm going to give this guy a free pro tip. You take a 1-period moving average and you draw the trend lines on that. And fuck these candles already.
Kind of wiggling and having a little bit of flexibility to it. And that's because of the market movement before that it creates that into.
Get my cycle indicator for free. Time your entries and exits with precision. I wouldn't let this guy trade potatoes in the backyard.
To the future. And so therefore it is really creating a pattern.
Now, how bullshit is this guy? He's telling me, well, look, see, he cherry-picked all the places it holds. Well, what about this? Didn't work out here. It's useless here. Blew through. Gee. Okay, well, it found support, and then it found what? And is 15 a linear number? 15 MA. That's linear, dude. I don't know what to tell him. What about this giant fucking move? Now, how about if you put a trend line on that? Come off these lows here. Wow. A little bit better. And his, unless he's got a extension on this, it doesn't go forward in time. God, it's just a bottomless pit of misinformation out there.
That is more realistic. In fact, it's not only just realistic, it's actually based on actual price action from the past.
Well, these trend lines aren't? What is he talking about?
And so therefore it continues to create price action that's more realistic.
Linear.
Into the future based on
I don't know, maybe I just sound like the biggest dick, but this kind of, I don't know, what the
price action, actual price movement. And
you know this guy's got to suck if CBS, Fox, NBC, ABC, how does he have this on here? You know, if you're good looking and you got a radio voice, I guess you sell your shit on the internet.
So therefore, what does it do? Well, it actually shows that, yeah, as long as we stay below that 15 EMA, we're golden. We're still in that directional move, in this case down. And once we get above it, well, that's done. That's done. Then we can look for another direction, or in this case, it just goes sideways for a while.
Okay, so I bought here. It's going up, and I just got clobbered. What? Well, I look for another direction for it to go. Okay, it's down. I sold. Oof, I got crushed. Okay, it's down. I sold. I made money. I don't know about what's your targets, right? Aren't you going to use that trend line for your targets? No. Oh, gee. Well, here what? I want to trade this. What's this trade about? How did you get that? Maybe a 2-period moving average.
File. All right, let's bring an example of the euro now. Show that this also is true with Forex. We'll bring our ray here. And if we were to drop from this high to that high, okay, that's not too bad, but then we didn't quite catch it, so then you would drop from here. Again, you know, you just start getting messy lines. So it just, again, is...
But the market's messy, he just said. And can I get a show of hands? Is this a trendline breakout? What in the fuck?
Is not really, to me, the optimal way to do it, and that's simply because, again, markets don't move in a linear fashion. In fact, what's even more interesting beyond that is that markets, we're not seeing all the data. You are not seeing all the data. Did you know that?
Oh,
so
please.
Forex, I think you probably know that, spot Forex at least, because it doesn't go through a centralized
Oh, God, give me a fucking break, dude.
exchange.
You don't see all the data? Yeah, I don't see the whole world when I look out my window. Therefore, I'm not going outside. What? Huh?
So there's that issue.
Who cares if you see all the data? Is that going to change the way you trade this? Oh, you know, I saw one more. What?
With stocks, though, a lot of people think, oh, it all goes through a central exchange. Not really. Not really. There's a lot of variance there. I could go into a whole thing about dark pools. Dark pools are really important to understand because a lot of the big orders go through dark pools. That's pretty much why they exist, so that the big institutions can place their orders there and their volume not be tracked by people like you and me.
What the fuck is this shit? You know what? This is that same crap about, well, you know what the big boys are doing in the big orders. Well, what the hell? What do I care? How many people are in on this move? Well, you know, that's why they have a dark pool, so they can hide stuff from us. What did this come from? Where did this mindset come from? That unless I have complete access to every tick on the planet on this one bar, I'm not going to take this trade. God, you know, I heard this guy years ago, and I thought, oh, he's got a nice trade. He actually had a trade. He's got this here. Come on, man. You could do better than this. I went long here because it touched my move. Oof. I went long here because oof. It never came back to my, I can't take that trade, I can't take that trade, I can't take that trade. The reason why he's full of shit all day long is because this trend line is adapting to the market. It's just, he's lazy. Just admit it. He's lazy. This line is adapted to the market the way it really is. The 15 EMA is just kind of slugging around there, and it wiggles like the market. Look, it penetrated here. Do I take the trade because it penetrated? Do I go long here? Which trade made more money? This trade off your fucking idiotic linear 15, or the real market, which is this trend line break here, and wow, money. Yes, money to pay for this guy's crap if you want it.
So we'll do maybe another video on that at some point. But that also...
Oh, yeah, that's a whole other topic of conspiracy and chemtrails. And, man, I mean, draw the trend line and close, and you're going to see it works real good.
Creates some of...
Oh, yeah, your moving average needs to be a little tighter. 15? Well, 15, I don't know. I tried 14, but I want to be one better than the came out of the box.
The unpredictability of the market, which is pretty much the purpose of them. So anyway, I put my 15 EMA on here now, the black line, as you can see. And if let's actually make that a little thicker. just so it stands out more. We'll make
I
it
couldn't
with
see it.
4 instead. And there we go, it's a little better. So now I still got my trend lines on there, but you see that the 15 EMA, it wiggles, and that's fine. That's what we want it to do, as long as the price stays below it. We don't have to sit there and redraw lines, and we're not pretending that the market will
As
move.
long as price stays below it. So I took this trade down here based on this guy's bullshit, and I sold here, and I'm like, damn, I used to wipe out accounts forever on this bullshit. People would teach me, well, so downtrend sell. Oh boy, yeesh, oof. Let's not do that again. Let's get out that hard right edge. And I am going to put the link to the hard right edge in here for this bozo.
Moves
There's no stopping this guy. He's making money, blah, blah, blah. He's caught in his mind trap. Listen, if he can tell me where I'm wrong, please tell me.
very, very linear fashion. We're giving it room to be messy, giving it some room to fluctuate, which is what the market does. And therefore, because that's the reality
Those fluctuations are how you make money, you dumb fuck.
of price movement, it's important for us to have a tool that accommodates that reality.
I forgot the parental advisory because I'm going to cuss up a storm on this.
So if you use straight lines, such as trend lines, so-called trend lines,
So-called trend lines. Can I just bitch slap this guy? And stop it. Did he color his hair? Come on. Oof. Gosh. Just slap this guy.
then you're actually dealing with a misconception, and you're putting your mind in an unrealistic expectation, and that
Misconception. Expectation. What do you think your stupid 15-period EMA is doing to our brains right now? I mean, look how pissed off I am, and I'm not even a trader.
alone can mess you up psychologically
I'm an analyst.
when you're trading. So that's a reason to not to use them right there.
Holy fuck! I'm watching this thing drop, and I'm doing. If I'm so brain dead, I need a 15 EMA to tell me that this is going down. I'm already in big trouble. No trades so far. Notice no trading. Not a buy or a sell from this guy.
So if you like this video, please understand it's not free. Well, it's free on YouTube, but if you got value from it, you have a moral obligation to pay it forward. Share it with others.
I'm paying it forward right now, babe. To all my 400 subscribers.
By clicking the share button below and share it with your friends and family on social media. In addition, if you're watching this on YouTube, please click the thumbs up icon and leave a comment.
Well, that won't happen.
Really encourages me to give you more free tutorials. Also, I'm giving away one of my favorite trade strategies called the rubber band trade. It has a very, very high win-loss ratio. It's a simple strategy. You can learn it in about 26 short minutes. Get the video explaining that trade strategy absolutely free by clicking.
Learn my favorite trade strategy in 26 short minutes. He's using a different clock than me. My 26 minutes are linear, and they're just like his 26 minutes, maybe?
On the image in the top left corner, or if you're on a mobile device, click the little eye with the circle
If I
around
was a mobile device, I would have driven off the road by now.
it in the top right corner of this video. And if you're not watching it on YouTube, there's a link below this video or an opt-in form on the side. Once you do that, I'll personally email the video to you with the rubber band trade
Personally,
strategy.
holy God in heaven. Well, wonders ever cease.